You don't lose if you get knocked down. You lose if you stay down. What I will remember most about Mr. Mandela is that he was a man whose heart, soul, and spirit could not be contained or restrained by racial and economic injustices, metal bars, or the burden of hate and revenge. I'll tell you how I'd like to be remembered: as a black man who won the heavyweight title, who is humorous, and who never looked down on those who looked up to him, a man who stood for freedom, justice, and equality, and I wouldn't even mind if folks forgot how pretty I was. I try not to speak about all the charities and people I help, because I believe we can only be truly generous when we expect nothing in return. Even the greatest was once a beginner. Don't be afraid to take that first step. I've never let anyone talk me into not believing in myself. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Silence is golden when you can't think of a good answer. I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. Wouldn't it be a beautiful world if just 10% of the people who believe in the power of love would compete with one another to see who could do the most good for the most people? Champions aren't made in the gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them: a desire, a dream, a vision. I outwit them, and then I outhit them. What you are thinking is what you are becoming. I'm not trying to get power over white. I'm involved in a freedom struggle, not a power struggle. I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. True success is reaching our potential without compromising our values. God gave me this illness to remind me that I'm not number one. He is. Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Live every day as if it were your last, because someday you're going to be right. If you look at the world the same way when you're 50 that you did when you were 20, then you wasted 30 years. It's hard to beat a guy when he's got his mind made up that he's going to win. What counts in the ring is what you can do after you're exhausted. The same is true of life. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Be obedient to your superior, and your inferior will obey you. To be a great champion, you must believe you are the best. If you're not, pretend you are. Impossible is not a fact. It's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. Whatever the challenge was, however unattainable the goal may have seemed, I never let anyone talk me out of believing in myself. When you're right, nobody remembers. When you're wrong, nobody forgets. Just remember that you don't have to be what they want you to be. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Most people don't pray until they're in trouble. When people need help, they pray a lot. But after they get what they want, they slow down. If a man takes 5 showers a day, his body will be clean. Praying 5 times a day helps me clean my mind. Every day is different, and some days are better than others. But no matter how challenging the day, I get up and live it. Champions have to have the skill and the will. But the will must be stronger than the skill. Success is not achieved by winning all the time. Real success comes when we rise after we fall. I am America. I am the part you won't recognize. But get used to me. Black, confident, cocky, my name, not yours, my religion, not yours, my goals, my own, get used to me. Rest but never quit. Even the sun has a sinking spell each evening, but it always rises the next morning. At sunrise, every soul is born again. There comes a time in every person's life when he has to choose the course his life will take. Champions come and go, but to be legendary you got to have heart, more heart than the next man, more than anyone in the world. It's just a job. Grass grows, birds fly, waves pound the sand. I beat people up. There are billions of people in the world, and every one of them is special. No one else in the world is like you. A black, a Puerto Rican, and a Mexican are in a car. Who's driving? The police. You're not going to enjoy every minute of the journey, but the success you'll find at the end will make it all worth it. Tolerance and understanding won't trickle down in our society any more than wealth does. My soul has grown over the years, and some of my views have changed. As long as I am alive, I will continue to try to understand more because the work of the heart is never done. It isn't the mountains that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe. The word Islam means peace. The word Muslim means one who surrenders to God. But the press makes us seem like haters. The one without dreams is the one without wings. My toughest opponent has always been me. I don't smoke, but I keep a matchbox in my pocket. When my heart slips towards sin, I burn the matchstick and heat my palm with it, then say to myself, Ali, you can't even bear this heat. How would you bear the unbearable heat of hellfire? It's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. I'm a Muslim. I've been a Muslim for 20 years. You know me. I'm a boxer. I've been called the greatest. People recognize me for being a boxer and a man of truth. I wouldn't be here representing Islam if it were terrorist. I think all people should know the truth, come to recognize the truth. Islam is peace. Inside of a ring or out, ain't nothing wrong with going down. It's staying down that's wrong. My only fault is that I don't realize how great I really am. What you're thinking is what you're becoming. Wars of nations are fought to change maps. But wars of poverty are fought to map change. When a man says I cannot, he has made a suggestion to himself. He has weakened his power of accomplishing that which otherwise would have been accomplished. I am grateful for all my victories, but I am especially grateful for my losses, because they only made me work harder. No one starts out on top. You have to work your way up. God will not place a burden on a man's shoulders knowing that he cannot carry it. How could they say that my religion, Islam, was a race-hate religion after all the plunder and enslavement and domination of my people by white Christians in the name of white supremacy? Money and riches don't mean nothing to me. I don't care nothing about being no rich individual. I'm not living for glory or for fame. All this is doomed for destruction. You got it today. Tomorrow it's gone. I got bigger things on my mind than that. I got Islam on my mind. What keeps me going is goals. We can't be brave without fear. Hating people because of their color is wrong. And it doesn't matter which color does the hating. It's just plain wrong.